Today I want to talk to you about something that all of us in a certain moment in our lives have faced: the decision of who to listen to. Imagine for a moment that you are at a crossroads. To your right, there is a path that seems easy, full of laughter, acceptance, temptations, and people telling you what you want to hear. On the other side, to your left, there's a narrower, more difficult path, but it promises something deeper, something more lasting. Which one would you choose? Today, we're gonna be considering how we can make the best decision, because at the end, who we listen to will determine the course of our life. And that's why the Bible at Proverbs verse 8, chapter 1, is encouraging us to listen, my son, to the discipline of your father, and don't forsake the instruction of your mother. So, we know that right now, those words might sound like a broken record. Maybe a young person is thinking, my parents don't understand me. They're too strict. They don't know what it's like to be young today, in 2025. But let me tell you something. Your parents love you more than you can imagine. And yes, sometimes their methods might seem outdated, the rules might frustrate you, but behind all that is a heart that only wants the best for you. And we remember the story of a young man who, tired of the rules at home, decided to walk away from everything his parents had taught him. That's the story of the prodigal son. Actually, it's a movie from the organization, and he thought he'd be free, that he'd find happiness away from those chains, but was completely different. He soon discovered that the world was not as kind as he thought. No one cared for him the way his parents did. No one loved him in that unconditional way. So, friend, if you're feeling that frustration, take a deep breath and don't let emotions of the moment pull you away from those who love you the most. Your parents are not perfect, or we are not perfect, but their love for you is real. And above all, if you are growing up in a Christian home, that love is guided by Bible principles that come from Jehovah. Now let's talk about another voice you might be hearing: peer pressure. That's why Proverbs 1:10 is telling us, my son, if sinners try to entice you, don't consent. So that's really important. Do you know why this warning is so important? Because as young people, we all want to feel accepted. We want to fit in, have friends, be part of something. And that's not wrong. That's understandable. The problem comes when, in order to be accepted, we let ourselves be dragged into things we know aren't right. Maybe you've been invited to a party where you know there will be things that don't honor Jehovah, or perhaps your friends are pressuring to do something that goes against your principles. In those moments, it's really easy to feel like saying no will make you look bad. They'll see you as the weird one, the boring one, and that's not something attractive. That's something uncomfortable. But let me tell you something. True strength is not in following the crowd, but in standing firm in what you believe. And we have some biblical examples of it. For example, Caleb. In biblical times, he was facing a similar situation. When everyone doubted God's promises, he stood firm, and in the end, he was blessed for his faithfulness. And you can be like Caleb too. You can say, "No, thanks, that's not for me." And even if it seems hard at first, I promise you that over time you'll gain something far more valuable than the approval of others: self-respect and God's blessing. And that's why the scriptures at Romans 12:2 says, "Don't conform the pattern of this world, but be transformed by renewing of your mind." These words are a powerful reminder. Your identity isn't in what the world thinks of you, but in what God thinks of you. Sometimes outside pressure can make you doubt who you are. It can make you feel like if you don't follow the trends, if you don't do what everyone else is doing, you won't fit in. But there's the truth. No one but Jehovah knows who you truly are and who you can become. So imagine you are in the ocean and the waves are like the opinions of others. If you let yourself be carried by them, you'll end up anywhere. But if you hold on to Jehovah like an anchor, He'll keep you steady right where you need to be. So friends, in conclusion, friends, young people around us, we know life is not always easy. We know there are moments when you feel misunderstood, when decisions feel overwhelming, but today I want to leave you with this. You have the power to choose who to listen to. And that's the advice. Choose to listen to your parents because their love for you is genuine. Choose not to follow those who do wrong because your integrity is worth more than any approval. And the most important, choose to please Jehovah God because He is the only one who will never let you down. And remember, you're not alone. Jehovah is with you, giving you the strength you need to resist, to move forward, and to shine in a world that sometimes seems dark. So the next time you find yourself at that crossroads, remember this message and choose the path that, even if it's narrower, will lead you to a life full of purpose, peace, and blessing. So friends, thank you so much for joining us, and remember, you can do this. You can make it. That's a wrap for this video. This is the treasures from God's Word for the week of February 17th to 23rd, 2025, entitled Youths, to whom will you listen? Okay, friends, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful day and hope to see you in our next broadcast. Bye for now.